Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. From wherever you're watching us from, welcome to Word Cafe. We continue with the Suicide Awareness Month. And today we have a young and talented young man who will be talking to us, alternative to suicide. Karibu kaka.
Thank you.
Tuambie jina lako kaka, na utuambie unafanya nini na umetoka wapi?
I'm Calvin Iswekha.
Yes.
And a community health officer by profession. Currently I'm doing legal transcription and I'm an advocate for mental health. I have a very long introduction, so can't finish.
Nayo.
So I have time?
You have time.
Okay. An aspiring husband, of course. We are still waiting for God's time to manifest. A student of life. I take every day as an opportunity to learn something new. Yeah.
Okay. Karibu.
Thank you.
It is a Suicide Awareness Month. It caught me by surprise because I didn't know it exists until I learned of it last 3 weeks. And I thought, no, we need, if it is Awareness Month, then let's do this awareness, let's create it, let's spread the awareness. When the word suicide is mentioned to you, what comes to your mind?
Okay, basically, suicide, whenever the word is mentioned to me, I take it as death that comes as a result of self-directed injurious behaviors that someone does with the intention of dying from that behavior. That basically suicide to me. Yeah.
Kifo ya kujitengenezea ama ya kujitakia?
Let's use kujitengenezea.
Kifo ya kujitengenezea.
Because self-directed, it means you know when I do this, it will lead to this.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know the specific Swahili term, so I will stick to English.
All right. Over the years, young people have killed themselves. Na si kwa jambo kubwa. What do you think will lead a young man to commit suicide?
There are so many things. One is, I think, is judgment from the people that the young man trusts very much. So let's say, of course, I am a young man, then I'm undergoing a certain issue of life. So when I come and open my heart to you, thinking that you will give me a listening ear and offer help, then you end up judging me instead of offering me help or introducing me to someone that will be of help to curb this mental problem. Think will lead to suicide. Again, we have people that are struggling with financial issues, and they don't seem to find a solution or someone to stand in the gap and help. May also end up dying by suicide. I'm trying as much as possible not to say committing suicide because we are in Suicide Awareness Month, and in the Awareness Month we encourage people to use language that is not stigmatizing. So when you say someone committed suicide, it is a more strong statement. So we are encouraged to use he died by suicide.
Oh, not he committed suicide.
Yeah, it's like saying disabled individuals, that is a stigmatizing statement.
Oh,
so
able
people that are able differently. Or people that are combating mental illness.
Combating. Combat.
Yes, combating.
So kusema tu fulani ni kiziwi?
No.
Kwa Kiswahili nisemeje? Okay, he is able differently kwa Kiswahili?
Yeah, you tell me. I'm good at English.
Ruka tu. Now I know of a man who died of suicide.
Okay.
The note he left was to the children. His children were grown. In fact, he was in his 70s.
Okay.
Money was not an issue. He was a head of department where he worked, so he had money. He had cars, he had his own house. But from the suicide note that read, I may not paraphrase it clearly, but I picked some few words. To my children, I'm sorry, just to tell you that for all these years I've lived with your mom, it was a lie. Like you've been married for nearly 50 years, then you die of suicide, so to say. The note says, for all those years, it was a lie. What do you think?
It was a lie.
Just like
being
that.
in the relationship, or okay, there was a study that was done by International Mental Health Association. Actually, I'm a graduate from the organization, and the research states that 48% of individuals dying by suicide, the suicide is normally facilitated by 48% of those days are facilitated by relationship issues. That was as per 2020.
Come again. 48%.
48%, yeah.
Is mambo ya mapenzi.
Yes.
Hanitaki.
Yeah.
Ama amenikwamilia simutaki. 48% of the cases.
Yeah. That is as per 2020. I'm yet to research the statistics of 2021 and 2022, but that is what I have as per 2020. So 48% from relationship problems, and women are in a very dangerous cocoon of that. What will be said by the world if I decide to open up? I am a man. You see, we men, especially in Africa, we are considered as individuals who have power. So we are not supposed to break down. So we end up dying silently. So lacking that courage to share may lead to someone dying by suicide. So maybe the individual had no courage to share, while to share to his children. Maybe he just decided to share via letter.
When he's gone.
Of course it was before, because when you are gone you can't write a letter. Right?
Now, is it the same thing that is taking the lives of the young people? Mapenzi.
Yeah, it is a risk factor to the youth dying by suicide, and it is high time we normalize these discussions around suicide prevention.
Okay.
Especially among the youth. There is a lot of pressure on young people. These are people who have big dreams, maybe big dreams of business, and they are lacking startup kits. So there are those that are being pressured by their parents to marry. There are those that are being pressured by their parents to reconstruct their homes. Parents maybe never had the privilege to construct a permanent house. So all these pressures are underlying factors that may lead to a young man taking away his life.
Now, what I may want us to focus on is before, maybe there's a young man who is watching this before he puts down a note.
Okay.
Maybe, you never know. Maybe there's someone watching this.
Yeah, true.
So just before they put down a pen and a paper to leave a suicide note, don't we have a way out of this?
There is always an alternative to suicide. And I personally encourage young people to open up. And I would like to say this. It is okay not to be okay. It's a challenging statement, right?
It's okay not to be okay.
Yeah, it's okay not to feel okay.
Okay.
Let us put it that way. So when you feel like you are being pressured...
It's okay to feel bad.
Not to feel bad, actually. It's okay
not to
have a feeling that you are being pressured by stresses of life.
All right.
You are not the first one, and you will not be the last one. So there are so many ears there that are waiting for you to share your story. So please come out, share, and you'll find help. Taking away your life is not the solution. There is, it's normally said that a problem shared is half solved. I may not have a full solution to your problem, but I may give you a stepping stone. Or these institutions that we have that offer psychosocial support can give you a stepping stone, because I believe with mental problems, suicide being one of them, it is a process. The healing requires step by step. So they may not offer you full, but they will help you towards your journey of recovery.
So you highly recommend someone to talk to someone?
Yes.
So before this young man pens down a note, instead of writing it on paper, tell it to someone.
Talk to someone.
I think that's the best way. Like, before you lock the door and write down, in fact, take the pen with you, with the paper, to someone.
Yeah.
Talk to someone. Maybe, let's say, someone has a problem that is not willing to talk to anyone. How do we go about it? Okay, as a community health officer, you must have encountered such cases that hii yangu maze siwezi ambia mtu. Huyu asaidiwe vipi?
I am a strong believer of there's no problem that cannot be shared. But again, I wouldn't deny the fact that it is time that heals. So the individual may require time to share. You see, if you've come to open to me, it means you have mounted courage. You have mounted courage to come and share whatsoever is eating you silently with me. So you did not just wake up one day and came and shared. It took you time. So the individual also may be needing time. But again, this is what I will encourage. If you have someone that you are suspecting, he may be developing mental health problems. It is good to be close to them. One day they will mount the courage and speak out. So we give them time, but be close to them. Yes.
Maybe these things that happen, maybe the young people taking their lives, it happens within a community.
True.
What are these things to look for? Maybe if you you have any idea, if I'm in a community and I see a certain behavior on a young person, I should be worried. What should we look for in these young people?
Oh, I take that as okay. When someone becomes calm suddenly after depression, suddenly. You see, depression is a mental disorder that we know it takes time to heal. But this individual suddenly becomes silent or calm. That's number one thing. Number two, when an individual starts selling their valuables without any good reason. Number three, when they start putting their house in order and telling people goodbye. And they are not traveling, they're just telling you goodbye. Number three, when they are gathering or collecting or finding means to commit suicide. Of course, like a rope and
anaenda dukani anaenda sokoni kununua kamba na ana mbuzi,
ama anaenda kutafuta hiyo dawa ya kuua panya na nyumba yenu haina panya. You should be cautious, you know. Yeah.
We should be all right. I think this is a conversation that should not stop.
Yeah.
Because these things happen. You meet someone, unaenda wapi na kamba na umenunua mbuzi kwani? Naenda tu nayo. So at that point, how should I attend to this person?
What should I say to an individual that is about to commit suicide?
Kwanza hata
I'm suspecting.
Hata naambia kitu anaenda kufanya.
Yeah.
Lakini kulingana na zile indicators,
yeah, the behavior.
Yeah, yes. How do I open a conversation with this person?
Of course, you approach the individual. Then I don't want to go into more details of asking him or her where are you heading or not. You just tell him. One way of knowing if an individual is okay or facing a challenge is by greeting. You just greet the individual and extend the greetings.
Okay.
Isiwe tu good afternoon or good morning, unaendeleaje, how is home, unaona. Through those greetings, someone may find himself or herself opening up. So the moment they open up that they were going to do this and this, or they are facing this and this in life, that is the moment you grab that opportunity. And you tell the individual that I can only imagine what you're going through. You don't tell him that I know what you're going through, because you may not have gone through what the individual is going through. So you tell him, I can only imagine what you're going through.
Yes.
I believe you can overcome. And let us walk through this journey together. Let us find someone who will be of help. Those are the statements to use.
Okay.
Yeah.
Instead of just jumping and saying,
instead of just jumping into
kuangalia, and I know you are going through a tough time.
Yeah.
So anyway, interest ya time ni kwamba nataka uangalie pale.
Okay.
Uambie hawa young men ama inaitwa youth man. Hawa wanakuangalia ama watakutana na video hii baadaye.
Okay.
Kwamba kabla hajafikiria mambo ya suicide, afanye aje? Afanye nini? Amwendee nani?
Hello guys, those of us watching from different locations in this country and even abroad. As you all know, we are in a mental awareness month. We just commemorated the mental suicide prevention day on 10th of September. So this is the message that I have for you, and I believe it will be of help. There are people out there that are waiting for you to gain courage and come out and speak to them. There are institutions, they are offering free services for mental health and psychosocial support. For example, we have Kenya Red Cross and their hotline, which is free. It is 1199. We also have Befrienders, and you can reach them through 0722 178 177. Share out your story, because I'm a strong believer of the statement that a problem half shared is half solved. Again, I would like to say this. It is okay for you to lock yourself in a room, shout when you feel like you are facing life stresses, shout at the top of your voice, then at the end of it all, find someone and share. We are all winners, and there is nothing new under the sun. You are not the first one to come through this. People will come. Your story may motivate someone else and may touch someone who was about to die by suicide.
Asante.
Thank you.
Wacha tumalizie hapo, but you should come back again.
I wouldn't mind.
Wouldn't mind.
Yeah.
Karibu sana.
Thank you.
Kwaherini for now. God keep you safe till we meet again.